Welcome to our final episode of SBC Sound Off Show live from Las Vegas. I'm your host, Mouton, with analysts Fred Nettles, Andrew Crookes, and Noah Schwartz. We're going to be talking about Kevin Durant, Summer League MVPs, and the Pelicans. So let's get straight into it, you guys. Who is your pick for the Summer League MVP? You've got to see a lot of games, so I know y'all have somebody.
I got dibs on this one. I have watched far, far too many Brooklyn Nets games this Summer League, and every time I leave more and more impressed with the bench that they're putting together for this season, led by guard Cam Thomas. Talk about a walk-in bucket, the leading scorer in Summer League. He's putting up 29.7 a game. He played all 4 games, and we've seen a lot of great players take a night off, go out with injuries, but Cam has been consistent, and the Nets have been playing some great basketball. They blew out the Timberwolves last night, led by him, Daron Sharp, and David Duke, and he's been consistently great since we got here last week.
I'm going to go over to the other borough in New York. I'm going to go to the Knicks, Quentin Grimes. The kid's just been amazing.
That's
my
a good
guy.
Pick. That's a good pick.
We're together in Houston.
Yep, second-year player out of Houston and 23.5 points a game in this Summer League. And look, he didn't play a lot for the Knicks last year, but when he did, he showed out. And he's showing out even more now in Summer League. And look, he's doing it efficiently. He's shooting the 3 much better. He's passing the ball at a higher level than he ever did before, around 4 assists a game. So for a team that's winning, they're 3-1 in Summer League, Quentin Grimes has to be the MVP.
Absolutely.
Andrew and Noah, you guys picked some players that's played some time in the league, right? So you Andrew, with Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas, he's an LSU kid. You know I'm high on the SEC guys.
Yes, you are.
With the LSU kid. And Noah, you with Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes, he's a player for the New York Knicks. Me, I'm going with this kid out of Iowa, 6'8", 215 for the Sacramento Kings. You guys may know him as Keegan Murray. I haven't seen many games for the Kings this Summer League, but the ones that I have watched, Keegan Murray has stood out amongst all others. Last game he had 29 points in a loss, but he had 29 points, and he's just been dominant all over the court.
He heard all the disrespect over the last month.
He
got taken over Jaden Ivey, and he came in correct. I love the Keegan Murray pick. But let's talk about Cam Thomas again. That man is a walking bucket. He's representing your SEC. It means more. Go Tigers. Every bit of the world. Cam Thomas is going to make a real impact on an NBA roster this year, as I think all 3 of our picks will.
But let me make the case against Cam Thomas quickly.
Against him.
All right, let's go.
Of course you disagree with me.
He can't play defense.
Oh, and Quentin Grimes is locking up. Keegan Murray should have been your pick if you're talking about defense.
But let me say against Keegan Murray, too. I mean, the Kings aren't playing good basketball. They're 1-2 here in Summer League, and they got a negative point differential, so they're getting outscored on average each and every game. And Keegan Murray's playing great, but is it leading to any winning?
It's a process.
I mean, we look at what the Knicks have done. Noah. They're a top 5 offense here in Summer League. They're at the top of the standings. I said they're 3-1. So what does MVP really mean? It means most valuable player. It means a team that's winning and a player that's contributing to that winning. What do we normally see with the regular NBA MVP? It's a team at the top of the standings, the guy that wins it. So that's why Quentin Grimes is the MVP, because the stats are great and the team is awesome.
For the Knicks, right, Quentin Grimes?
Yeah.
When's the last time the New York Knicks made the playoffs in consecutive years?
Well, what does that matter? We're here in Summer League.
Well, okay.
We're here in Summer League. We're not in the regular season.
This is as close to a championship as the Knicks are going to get. I get the argument that Noah's making. We're looking at it. We're looking at it from a season-long perspective. You're looking at it from a prospect perspective. Keegan has been lights out. As bad as the Kings have been, he does have a positive plus-minus for the week. He's plus 11 for the entire week, and with how bad they've played, that shows how dominant he's been. That's the case for Keegan. As far as Cam goes, he's the leading scorer in all of Summer League, and he cannot be guarded by anybody in the city of Las Vegas
according
at
to
the
him.
moment.
According to him.
According to him and everybody who's not named Steve Nash. I'll go Cam.
Well, you know what, guys? You guys brought up championships and all that. Golden State. So I heard that it's alleged that Kevin Durant has been talking about rejoining the Warriors. Do you guys think that Bob Myers will allow that to happen?
Nope, it won't happen. And here's why.
You said that pretty quick.
You remember when Joe Lacob, about a year and a half ago or so, was talking about his team and said, I want to be the next version of the San Antonio Spurs. I want to be awesome now. I want to win championships now. But I also want to win championships into the future. And he has this young core that he's put together with Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, another Summer League standout, James Wiseman. How about Jordan Poole? He might get a max contract this offseason. Andrew Wiggins has played great. He was great in the finals. Are they going to trade all those guys for Kevin Durant again? Especially when their chemistry this year was maybe never better over the 8-year run that they had. With Kevin Durant, I mean, they were getting in fights left and right.
Yeah.
I don't think they want that stress again.
I'm gonna stop you right there, because the question Autumn asked you wasn't, will it happen? The question was, should Bob Myers consider it?
He should not consider it.
No. Let me talk. You said your piece. You brought up Jordan. You brought up Jordan Poole, and you guys mentioned he's a max candidate. If you slot him in at the Anthony Simons max at $25 million a year, that significantly hampers their ability to get better over time. Andrew Wiggins is also up for an extension, and we all know Maple Jordan deserves to get paid. After years of listening to the slander on his name, he finally rose to the occasion and became who we all thought he could be coming out of Kansas. I love the Warriors, but if you could get a package built around Andrew Wiggins and 2 out of the 3 young pieces, and you're telling me I could get Kevin Durant, the Slim Reaper, the easy money sniper, you have to at least consider it. The question is, would Sean Marks take the deal? Because that's admitting defeat, sending him back to the championship winner, and to me, that's nowhere near the type of package that you would take for the second best player on earth.
So who are you trading for?
For me,
KD?
If I'm Myers, I'm opening the package. I would try to move Wiggins and Moody and then Kuminga or Wiseman, not both. I'm stopping there. It's 3 guys, Wiggins or Poole, and 2 of the 3 young guys.
Horrible
That's
decision.
where I'm at.
Guys,
I'm not saying it gets done, but I'm saying it's the Slim Reaper. You got to think about it.
Yeah, the Slim Reaper at 27 years old, not at 33, 34 years old.
Why wouldn't you want to build up your? Why wouldn't you want to keep your, your core foundation?
So in that scenario, not only do you get Kevin Durant, you still keep 2 of those young assets. They're not going to be able to pay them all. This is where I like to tie everything back to where I always go with the baby Lakers. Everybody always talks about the cap sheet. They wouldn't have been able to keep them all, and the Warriors are going to come across that day at some point. Wiggins and Poole are up for their max extensions. One of them is going to get it, if not both, and they're already a luxury tax team as it is.
Which one would you pay?
Who would
Wiggins
of those
Poole?
2?
Yeah.
I would pay Wiggins. I'm letting Poole walk. If he gets a max offer sheet, I consider matching it. But if I'm looking at $25 million, I want to watch Moody grow into the Poole
I
role.
want to hear what Noah has to say.
Because here's my point. I think the Warriors can and will pay them all. I mean, when has that ownership group stopped paying their guys?
They literally just let Gary Payton walk over $9 million.
It's Gary Payton second.
It was $9 million. We're talking about 2 guys making 30 each.
No, but that's not true.
Because they have guys coming up.
That is what happened.
But they paid all the rest of their guys around those players for years. And remember, they were really bad when Klay Thompson was hurt. They could have very easily ducked the tax. They could have very easily just cut a lot of guys to have kept that core and let it go after the championships, right? And they didn't do that. They kept their guys. They let Wiggins stay around. They could have traded him years ago. But now that they have a championship core again, I have seen no reason why they wouldn't pay him. They just built this new arena. It's a money-making machine. So why you would trade for Kevin Durant and add all that extra stress and pressure onto your organization when things are going so well as it is right now, that just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, especially when he's in his mid-30s. I wouldn't do it.
No, I never said I would do it. I said I would have to consider it. It's Kevin Durant. The cap is crazy. I pulled it up right here. Steph Curry's making 48. Clay's making 41.
Right, exactly.
Wiggins is making 34. Draymond's making 26. Wiseman at 10. Looney just locked in for another 10. You add 2 more maxes on top of that with Jordan Poole and Wiggins getting extended long term. They simply cannot afford it. I'm sorry. You let Poole walk. You keep all the young guys. I wouldn't make the deal, but you absolutely have to think about it.
Are you saying Bob Myers should or should not?
Should think about it, not do it. You have to think about it.
That's a no.
The question was, should he think about it?
Should he consider it?
You didn't listen from the beginning. That's why I stopped you the first time.
Should he consider it? I say no. Before I was rudely interrupted earlier, if Kevin Durant was 27, 28 years old, yes, of course you consider it.
Agreed.
He's 33, 34 years old. Why would you trade your core, your young nucleus that's come up in your system? The Golden State Warriors they're notorious for building from guys in summer league. They get guys from the summer league and build within their organization. So why would you get rid of a Kuminga? A guy like Gary Payton II. The Warriors gave him a chance. They gave him a platform to perform, so he could get that money somewhere else. So you keep your guys. They've proven they can win with and without Kevin Durant. Steph Curry is the system with Golden State.
Absolutely.
So if I were Bob Myers, I would not consider.
For another 15 years, I'd always take that, considering you already have stars on the roster right now.
That's the complete opposite of every conversation we had this week
but
about the Lakers. But okay.
Okay, guys.
Not when you're in the situation the Warriors are when they already have a championship.
Speaking of a young core and a young team, the Pelicans have a pretty young team. What do you think their season is going to be like this year, this 2022-2023 season?
I'll let y'all go first on this one.
I
got some crazy Pelican takes. I got some crazy Pelican takes.
No, considering that the New Orleans Pelicans took the Phoenix Suns to 6 games without most of their key players, including of course Zion Williamson. As long as they continue to have keep their core pieces together, the Zions, the Brandon Ingrams, the Dyson Daniels, the logo people. The logo said it himself that he is in love with Dyson Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
So
Jerry West, that's what he said to us this week.
He did. He definitely did say that to us this week.
So as long as the Pelicans continue to do what they're doing, which is growing, as long as they continue with what they're doing, this upcoming season they can finish top 5 in the West.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty much with Fred. I think they're not a top 3 seed in the Western Conference, but I think they're probably just out of the play-in. You know, a top 6 seed, but not top 3. Somewhere 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, we're giving best case scenario.
Yeah, because this is a team with a lot of talent, and what I really like about what they built here is it's a bunch of stars that, okay, maybe they're not great defenders. We know Zion isn't a defender. Ingram's fine, he's not great. But what I love about this team is that they've built a bunch of role players here who really do defend. They commit to it. Herb Jones, we think Trey Murphy, Jose Alvarado. They just have a bunch of guys who are going to guard up people, and they're young, right? So they might not be a title contender right now, but they're kind of in where Memphis was a year ago, where they're just getting into that place where the young core is really starting to develop and they can be a playoff team. But I don't think they're a title contender yet. So
okay,
that's why they're
Noah, I think for the 5th time this week, we're going to disagree again.
Yes, we are.
We all agree about the Pelicans' talent. Their role guys are fantastic. But for me, they do have the pieces to compete for a title this year. Let's look at the talent in the West. Outside of Golden State, let's look at the contenders.
Okay.
The Clippers, notoriously unhealthy. Kawhi Leonard, we haven't even seen him in over a year, let alone seen him play basketball. Paul George, people aren't talking about it. His whole elbow got surgery last year on a shooting hand. We don't know what he's going to look like when he comes back. Let's go down the list. Utah, gone. The Lakers, we know that's a mess. Let's continue moving through the West. Luka, he's by himself. The Pelicans have 3 true stars. They've got CJ, the vet in the room, the head of the Players Association. They've got Brandon Ingram, all-star. KD Light, we know what he's bringing to the table. 27, 7 and 7 on 54% from the field in the playoffs this year against the 65-win Suns. And I haven't even mentioned Zion Williamson, who had the most efficient rookie season of all time, 26 a game. Let's not sleep on the Pelicans. I'm not saying they're going to win it, but if everything falls into line, they have to be in the conversation as title contenders.
Well, it's safe.
No,
you disagree?
You put them in the top 4. You can't.
No, you said title contender.
But you think that they're going to have a good season?
No,
we're talking about
this
season,
and
you said top.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, great season.
Okay, well, it's safe to say that we all agree that they're going to have a good season.
Yep.
I am so sad to be wrapping this up. I'm definitely going to miss all of my analysts. I'm going to miss being in Vegas, but we do have to end it. Thank you guys for tuning in to SBC Sound Off Show. I'm your host, Autumn Mouton. Thank you for joining us.